Hello, I'm so excited that you all are joining me today. My name is Jacqueline Twilley. I am the author of Navigating the Career Jungle. It's a guide for young professionals. That book is also a bestseller. You can find it anywhere books are sold. And I am on a mission to eliminate the gender wage gap. In 2018, women still earn significantly less than their male counterparts. And so my life's mission is to help women get paid what they're worth, and part of that is by teaching them how to negotiate so that they don't leave any money on the table. So today I want to share with you a few tips on how you can assess the market rate. So the market rate is what someone gets paid in your geographic area for your skill set for the type of work that you do. Now it's very important that I break that down. Someone who is a graphic designer in Dallas, Texas may get paid a different rate than someone in Tampa, Florida, or Washington, D.C., even if they work in the same company with the same title, because different markets bear different rates. Part of the reason for that is, demand and supply. So if there are a lot of people in your area who do what you do, the demand is might be high, but there's also a lot of supply. However, if you are in the middle of, let's say, Louisiana, where I'm from, and there aren't many people with your skill set, you might get paid a little bit more because they're going to have to entice you to get there. So just want to let everyone know that cost of living is also a factor in that market rate. So geographic area matters a lot. The other thing is experience. So I've coached hundreds of women all over the country through salary negotiations. And one of the things that I tell everyone is you should definitely negotiate even your first job based on the market rate. However, if you have just graduated from school within the last year, year and a half, you cannot expect to earn with someone with 5 or 6 years of experience, even though you might be equally talented and you see those peers in the workplace doing work that you're doing, you still have to work your way up and build those years of experience. So part of understanding the market rate is being really honest with ourselves and not letting our ego get the best of us and say, oh, I can do this better than that person, because you might be able to do a couple of things better than that person, but with experience and time comes advanced knowledge. So go through the process with that, all right? So experience matters. Also, education matters greatly. So if you have advanced certifications and skills, that means you have different knowledge. I like to tell people, if you are a lifelong learner, if you love enhancing your skills, get a really, really specialized skill set, because that helps you differentiate yourself in the market when other people do what you do, okay? So determining the market rate, there's a couple of things that you can do. If you work a traditional 9-to-5, there are tons of websites out there where you can get salary data. Now, you don't want to do a too many Google search. I would advise you to spend at least 1 hour doing research. So a couple of websites that I've used before: LinkedIn Salary, PayScale, Glassdoor, Paysa. There are so many websites. If you put in what is the market rate for this title and the city, you're going to get lots of websites. So when you go in there, actually take the time to fill out the profile. Now, we'll give you a big caveat. Lots of these websites have self-reported data, okay? So that means I'm going in and I'm putting in what I earn, and then it averages out. So you want to use this just as a base starting point so you get a general idea of what the market rate is. So once you dive into that and you get that general market rate, I want you to check that with people in your professional association. So let me take a pause here. If you are not a part of a professional association, there are many benefits to it. I don't care what industry you're in, there is a professional association for your industry. You want to join that because you get to talk to people who know the industry well, and people who are in the industry have insight into which jobs are opening, what the salaries are, and things like that. So definitely take advantage of that. So you've gotten your information from one of the online data places. Now you're going to talk to someone in your network or at a professional association and tell them, hey, my name is Jacqueline. I'm thinking about applying for some jobs. Based on my research, I think for a graphic designer in Dallas, Texas, with 3 years of experience and some advanced certificates, I should be earning $56,000. Does that sound about right? So you ask a question like that, and then you pause, okay? You gotta wait for them to answer. A lot of times we like to overtalk, okay? So pause right there. You might get one of three answers. Someone may say, you know what, yeah, that sounds about right. Or no, that's a little high. No, that's a little low. Or for your experience, I think you should be earning XYZ. So you wanna take that information, go back and be honest with your skills. Now, if you're looking at a specific job description, I want you to read through that job description several times, pull out a couple of highlighters, and just like you would study for a test, you want to look for reoccurring words and themes, because sometimes the job description does not actually match up with the work that you'll be doing. Probably like a lot of jobs don't. So you want to make sure that you understand what the job description says, so that when you speak to someone on the phone, whether a recruiter or a hiring manager, and they ask your salary expectations, you can pivot that conversation. Instead of telling them what you earn currently or what you've earned in your previous role, you can speak to the market rate for that position. So, if it says something like other duties as assigned on the job description, or special projects twice a year, get more information about the special project. So when you're asking those questions, you want to ask open-ended questions that cannot be answered with a yes or no. And then, for instance, it says 2 special projects in a year, you want to know, are these projects with internal or external partners? Okay, that can't be answered with a yes or no. So, and how long do these projects typically last? If each project lasts 6 to 7 months, well then that's part of your regular job duties, okay? Are you going to have to travel? And then also, what have the people in this role done previously to be successful? You want to know that, because there might be additional skills that they really want that's not listed on that job description sheet, and you may have those skills. So asking detailed questions when you're going through the interview process helps you assess if the job description that you're looking for actually matches the title that you've done the research on for the market rate. Now, if you determine that throughout this process that the actual work that you will be doing doesn't match the title, then that's something you can also negotiate for, but you want to go back to the beginning and do your research on the market rate. So determining your market rate takes time. I think that a lot of people, when you hear it, you think you can do a quick Google search and move right along. I advise you to spend at least an hour doing this. And so you don't want to leave any money on the table. The more informed you are, the better decision you can make about accepting a job at a certain rate. And I also want to say this. Sometimes companies just can't afford to pay the market rate. There are other things that you can look at. But if you don't know what the market rate is, you don't know if you're accepting a job offer that has a good market rate or a bad market rate. And also, it is also totally appropriate to walk away if a company can't pay you the market rate and it's like $8,000 or $9,000 below what's standard for the industry in that city, okay? So do your homework, do your research, go to those websites, look at that base data. Again, it's just a starting point because that's self-reported data. Talk to people in your professional association, talk to people in your professional network, and I will leave you with this nugget. You don't want to go to people in your professional association and say, hey, how much money do you get paid? You're probably not going to get anywhere. So use the question that I gave you earlier. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'm JV Twilly on Twitter. My name is Jacqueline Twilly. I have a ton of resources on my website and right here on this YouTube channel. I travel all across the country speaking at conferences and private corporate events, training professional women how to negotiate and earn more so that they're not leaving any money on the table. I look forward to talking to you next time.